this same prayer that Father gave on the 20th of May, 1984. So, loving Heavenly Parent, today is 20th May 1984, but actually it is to be considered one with the 16th of May, when at 12:54 I declared the day of the love of God through the unity on the family level expressed then at East Garden. Today can be connected with that day of historical declaration. Heavenly Parent, please come and dwell amongst us now. Because of the unity between true parents on earth and Heavenly Parent, Honjin and Jesus in the spirit world, all 120 nations in the spirit world and all 120 nations on earth now have the right to resurrection. Due to satanic love, we lost the sovereignty of God. But now at this historical peak of Tangam, centering on the love of true parents and their love of God, we restore this lost historical heritage and are able to declare the day of the love of God. O Heavenly Parent, O Earth, I proclaim that we stand united in the Xinjiang territory with one mind and one ideal. May Heavenly Parent, true parents, true children, and all blessed families be united, centered on the sovereignty of God's love. Let us form one heritage and march forward together. May this day be one of great dignity. Please accept this declaration in which I proclaim the day of the love of God in the name of Heavenly Parent and true parents. Adieu, adieu, adieu. 20th of May, 1984. So, right. So let's give Rev Yutaka a warm welcome. Thank you.
Just a moment. Can you see?
It's just your starting screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundok. Okay, today is Saturday, so end of the week. Let's really prepare the Hundok and also share also the activities. Thank you for joining today. So yesterday, day before, we conclude the visitation of New Zealand and also arrived in Sydney. So our all missionaries. So they will stay almost 3 days in Sydney. Main activity is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So each day we wish them to have the important moment. So I'd like to share a photo. So this is a welcoming time in the airport. So you can see, thank you for Australia brothers and sisters to come and welcome Shinchil Shinen and Yume missionaries. So you can see, that was also cute. So this is the welcoming side. So that's beautiful gathering. It was so good. And yesterday morning we had the leaders meeting to share the Oceania situation and also for the prayer and also meeting together. So this was good. I could not get the photo, or just only I will share the group photo. So each national leader shared the nation's update. So they are really great and gave also a comment. It was a beautiful time. And we visited the holy ground. So time was so short, so many people could not come. But as a representative, we offered a prayer in Australia. So it was also the great prayer moment. Do you know the Olympic Park where we are Sydney families using every time? So this pray the holy ground we visited well. And after that, evening time, we ride the public ferry and visited to Opera House area. Then finally, we offered prayer like this. Okay. So basically, that was scheduled yesterday. So they are so much enjoying. No, they are spending time well and also share the heart and talk well. It was good time, and each national leader also the share the several different kind of way. So Reverend said he share more artistically to offer the beautiful someone gift or other person also update the each national things. So that's a great moment. And today they will meet also the youth missionaries. And afternoon we will have an opening ceremony of the exhibition. So we have a UPF family fed members together and also share the sharing time. So if you could come this afternoon 4 p.m. Sydney time, please also come to the our headquarters. And tomorrow is the main time in Oceania. So tomorrow morning 9:30 a.m. in Sydney Peace Embassy, we will have Sunday service. So please also try to come physically and let's welcome our 신칠 쉬는 유매 missionary in Sydney and Australia and Oceania. So thank you. Maybe later someone can also give the testimony. Okay, so thank you. Today, let's continue to do Hundok message. So today's message is also from Cheonsangbyun, the earthly life and the spirit world, divine spiritual works and spiritual phenomena. So let's start study together. Okay, please read.
Section 2, Divine Spiritual Works and Spiritual Phenomena. The spirit world and the earthly world are not two separate worlds cut off from each other. Under the fundamental principle of existence, they have a mutual relationship of giving and receiving, that is, mutual exchange. We began our association originally as the Holy Spirit Association, with the aim of achieving unity through divine spiritual power. What is divine spirit? It does not refer to distributing transitory spiritual power or spiritual activity. It is the power of God's love through which the spirit world and the human world can harmonize and resonate based on true love. The Unification Church movement, of course, moves the hearts of people through a lifestyle of true love, living for the sake of others and investing oneself for others, but also through gaining the spirit world's cooperation.
Yes, thank you. I will read the middle part. Please see this part. We began our association originally as the Holy Spirit Association with the aim of achieving unity through divine spiritual power. What is divine spirit? It does not refer to distributing transitory spiritual power or spiritual activity. It is the power of God's love through which the spirit world and the human world can harmonize and resonate based on true love. The Unification Church movement of, of course moves the hearts of people through a lifestyle of true love, living for the sake of others and investing oneself for others, but also through gaining the spirit world's cooperation. So this is the core of our movement. Even era was changed. And of course, organizational name was updated, but principle will never changed, and even truth doesn't change. So spiritual world and physical world, those are going together. This is the relationship. And also, three parents talking about the divine spirit, living for the sake of others based on true love, and to go together with cooperation of spiritual world. We are now reading the words about spiritual world, and we are doing the providential activity or witnessing or several things, but we are so much busy to focus some activity, then maybe without even noticing ourselves, we easy to forget about principle, easy to forget about the spiritual world. As you know, there are many phenomena, many situations are happening in the society. You know about the Korea situation now, Japan situation, and have you heard about Nepal? Nepal situation is also not simple moment. So when we see those things, in physical eye, of course, easy to judge or easy to decide, easy to think. But in the same time, how much we try to get the cooperation of spirit world, and how we try to understand or try to seek the will of God or movement of heaven, and also realizing those moments. That is important. We are having responsibility as human beings, but that meanings to fulfill the portion of responsibility is not the meaning we can ignore God, ignore spiritual world, divine spirit, holy nature. We believe God, we believe spiritual world work together and invest. These things is also our responsibility. So through reading this message, we are really receiving many insight, also the guidance. Please.
Spiritual phenomena and our attitude toward them. In the early days of Christianity, all manner of wonders took place, including speaking in tongues, carrying out works of the divine spirit, and uttering prophecies. Because there were so many works of the divine spirit in the early church, ignorant people who did not understand the content and who encountered spiritual works here and there became confused. To overcome that confusion, they said, the words of the Bible are best. In the Bible, we read that, in the last days, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Joel 2:28. This foretells that in the final days of Christian history, the phenomena of the early church will reappear in the world. Many groups will arise and will be accused from all quarters of being insane or heretical. The Unification Church is one such group.
Yes, thank you. This is the result throughout the history. We can see Christianity and even our movement. Early time, there were many spiritual phenomena. Please.
When those who have received an outpouring of the Spirit do not know the reason for it, heaven enlightens them. When they open their eyes, they see the spirit world, and when they act, they behave like the people in the spirit world. Their eyes, hearts, and actions may be completely out of the ordinary. They may look like lunatics. Long ago, did Jesus appear to be a normal person? In the eyes of many people of the time, he must have seemed like a fool or a dullard. In the future, such spiritual phenomena will sweep through us, sweep through societies, and sweep through religious bodies. Therefore, around the world today, the number of patients suffering from incomprehensible mental illnesses and diseases of the nervous system is increasing.
Yes, thank you. So, among you, have you experienced those spiritual experience? And do you have those spiritual power? So these spiritual phenomena are happening in the society. Please.
A world of fear, a world of anxiety and fretfulness is fast approaching. This is because Jesus, the Son of God, lived his whole life engaged with the will, with fretfulness, anxiety, and an agitated heart. That is why similar phenomena will sweep the world. When that happens, people will not be able to find their direction, try as they may, and events will come to pass in which what is true seems false, and what is false seems true. An era is coming in which what is false will gain power, and what is true will lose power. An era in which what is false prospers, and what is true loses its voice. We need to pass through such a period.
Yes. So Father is talking about the transition moment of this kind of the special age. Our human history has been started from human fall. So history of human fall, and now it should be transit to the original history centering on our God and Heavenly Parent. Ignorance to knowledge. From Satan to God and Heavenly Parent. We are now standing at this point of the great transition. That's why this confusion itself is also showing the result or evidence which now we are standing at the confusion or transition time period from old age or Satan's area to the original world centering on God and Heavenly Parent. Please.
The more the last days advance, while some people are seized with dread, others will be seized with joy. Such developments will inevitably emerge. While there are some people who are extremely evil, there will be others who are extremely good. Something that is extremely evil cannot invade an extremely good person, and something that is extremely good cannot have anything to do with an extremely evil person. Even God will not be able to hold on to this society.
Thank you. Can you recognize these phenomena or situation? Please also look at well. Please.
A time will come when even a spiritual person, even a person who has received the grace of heaven, will be unable to unite this world, try though he might. When that time comes, the people living in the extremely evil world, the people who have failed to form a connection with heaven, will surely find themselves subject to judgment. A time will come when a state like this will unfold in your heart. The mind desires to go this way, but the body desires to go that way. Those who struggle due to their failure to set the conditions to be able to unite their body and mind are surely bound for hell.
Yes. A time will come when even a spiritual person, even a person who has received the grace of heaven, will be unable to unite this world, try though he might. So this kind of time would be coming. Mind and body are going to a different way. So how about ourselves? How about yourselves? Please.
God carries out his providence centered on a specific religious denomination. At the time of Jesus, he developed his providence internally in advance, without anyone knowing, centered on the families of Joseph and Zechariah. In the very same way, right after the liberation of Korea, heaven prepared the content of this providence unknown to anyone. Thus, there had to be a group that could fulfill the mission of the archangel.
Yes, heaven's providence are proceeding and also the prepared without anyone knowing. Please.
What was lost spiritually will have to be found substantially, and the time to do this was the time before the liberation. So in that period, one person who could carry out the mission of the archangel in the flesh had to come forth. This is why, from among the people who can communicate with the spirit world, some came forward claiming they were Peter or Paul, or asserting, "I am John the Baptist." The 12 disciples did not have faith in Jesus, so to atone for having failed to lay a foundation for him, their spirits had to come down to lay this foundation substantially on earth. Such work has been carried out until this day.
Yes. So, depends on the providential development, or in order for providence to develop, those phenomena is happening or would be happened throughout the history. Please.
What is Jesus' greatest sorrow? It is that he was unable to establish a substantial realm on earth with his disciples. The 12 disciples were unable to unite centered on Jesus. Joseph's family was also unable to become one centered on Jesus. Judaism was unable to unite, and the nation of Israel was unable to unite. Jesus tried to manage the situation based on the 12 disciples, but everything broke down. Jesus left behind the model spiritual standard, but because he could not establish the substantial standard, we need to reproduce the model of 12 disciples who established the base of spiritual victory and work with the Lord of the second advent on the earth.
Thank you. This is the story of heart of Jesus Christ. I read again. What is Jesus' greatest sorrow? It is that he was unable to establish a substantial realm on earth with his disciples. The 12 disciples were unable to unite, centered on Jesus. Joseph's family was also unable to become one, centered on Jesus. Judaism was unable to unite, and the nation of Israel was unable to unite. Jesus tried to manage the situation based on the 12 disciples, but everything broke down. Jesus left behind the model spiritual standard, but because he could not establish the substantial standard, we need to reproduce the model of 12 disciples who established the base of spiritual victory and work with the Lord of the second advent on the earth. So we can see Jesus came on this earth as the only begotten Son and tried to fulfill his mission to meet the bride and to have to become true parents. Mother is emphasizing about only begotten daughter and also bride of the only begotten Son, and to have a marriage supper of the Lamb. We could see Jesus' time this mission was same. So God had prepared all foundation for Jesus Christ, and how much deeply God loved for the Israelites and invested and guided. And among the central figure, God really loved them, and Jesus himself also loved them. But how was their decision, or how was their action or behavior? God invested, even Jesus Christ loved, invested those 12 disciples, but until last minute, they could not build the foundation of Jesus Christ. They are unable to be united with Jesus Christ. So it was the sadness, painfulness of Jesus Christ, sadness of also God and Heavenly Parent. This is the reason why Jesus could not attend the holy wedding or the marriage supper of the Lamb. Now our true Father went to the spirit world, and true Mother is leading the providence as the true parents, as only begotten daughter, and to try to fulfill the providence. So, toward our true Mother, how many people really are accepting true Mother without condition and to unite absolutely with her or not. We know about the Bible story. Do you remember about the Isaac offering? At the time, Abraham and Isaac, what was the reason for Isaac to gain the victory? Or Abraham and Isaac, why this Abraham family that time could be uh, the victory? That time, the Isaac attitude, he totally put down his own concept or own thinking. Just believe God, just believe the Father and unite together, Father Abraham. So that was the reason why they could offer the victorious foundation. Then when we see ourselves, how about our attitude and also our action and our commitment? Do we establish this kind of standard or not? So through seeing the Jesus Christ disciple situation, we can also reflect ourselves. Please.
After the foundation has been laid, that is, once the disciples who did not believe in Jesus and expelled him can believe in him and work again, the work of the second advent can begin. That is why, in the time before the liberation of Korea, among those who could communicate with the spirit world, people claimed to be Peter, John, Paul, or Abraham, and people representing many of the prophets who have come and gone in the course of history appeared all at once in the spiritual groups in the horizontal world of Korea.
Yes. So behind of all phenomena, there is the heavens work and also special meaning. That's why when we go through any kind of environment, we have to go together with heaven's cooperation or spiritual cooperation together. So those things are also special word. Okay, please.
Up to the present day, because evil spirits have come down to earth and carried out their work, there have been phenomena such as mental illness and the degradation of people's character. But this will not be the case henceforth. We will conquer our bodies, form a realm of resonance, and immediately enter the higher realm of spiritual experience. A realm of noble character will be formed.
Yes, so resonance, the highest spiritual world. So that meaning is we should have a same frequency with Heavenly Parent and True Parents, and we will go forward with resonance. So this is the final slide today, please.
There are only two kinds of spiritual phenomena, those that are caused by God and those that are not. We can tell right away, that is, when we classify spiritual phenomena as good or evil. We have a standard that tells us what a good phenomenon should be like. We should not move forward unless we check the phenomena according to that standard. Every few hundred years or so, a period of great transition or extensive spiritual phenomena comes about. When this takes place, a nation either perishes or prospers. If evil spirits are mobilized, it perishes. If good spirits are mobilized, it prospers exceedingly. How could the fortunes of the world get mixed up with all this? It is not a simple thing. Then what is the purpose of these spiritual phenomena or of religion? The reason heaven stirs up spiritual phenomena in the course of the providence is in the end for the perfection of humankind.
Thank you. How could the fortunes of the world get mixed up with all this? It is not a simple thing. Then, what is the purpose of these spiritual phenomena or of religion? The reason heaven stirs up spiritual phenomena in the course of the providence is in the end for the perfection of humankind. So we could see there are, of course, many complicated situations, but all phenomena has special meaning. spiritual phenomena in the course of the providence is in the end for the perfection of humankind. So this is the reason and this is the things for those things to be happened. When we see the news, when we see the newspaper every day, so many or many kind of the imaginable accident or happening, and also there is war and killing each other. But instead of seeing those things as just phenomena or action, we have to see what was the cause behind, what is the plan, what is the heart of our heaven or heavenly parent. When we see those things with this deep perspective and from the heaven's perspective, we have to overcome those situations. So this time our 신출 신은 유명 missionary are visiting to Oceania, New Zealand, Australia, and next they are going to the Solomon Island. As you know, now True Mother in Korea is not simple situation, but Mother said, don't worry about me. Please go and give the hope to the member. Please encourage those brothers and sisters in the each nations. So through our 신주시는 유명 missionary, we could also feel the heart and love of true mother, and we could feel the heart of our true father, and we could feel the heart of our heavenly parent. Each phenomena has the meaning and also heaven's wish. We try to feel these things and together with the heart, and we will go forward. So today, Saturday, and still many kind of program for them is prepared. Let's pray well, support well, and create a great time. So once again, thank you for joining today's morning hundoke. Have a good day. 감사합니다.
So, thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing, and it seems to me very timely, to be talking about the completion of the last days. The spirit world needs to be harmonized. That the spirit world are not two different worlds cut off from each other, but are really two connected worlds that need to be resolved. Whether extremely good or extremely evil, in the end, the whole reason is for the perfection of humankind, to bring us back to unity with our heavenly parent. And so, having our the true grandchildren, the missionaries come on the world tour when everything seems to be in turmoil, showing the love of God. And if everyone is able to go through this last day phenomenon, in which everything seems to be in chaos, but actually the standard of righteousness emerges, then really we can realize, as Father said, this whole process is to end the perfection of humankind, to bring us back to our original connection to God, and really be living in a world that's only good. So with the missionaries here, it's I'm sure their hearts yearn to ease the pain that our true mother is experiencing because of so many physical and spiritual things that are happening in Korea. Some we know of, I'm sure some we don't know what's happening in the full extent. But if we really live the standard, which we know is living for the sake of others and, living a lifestyle of true love, then we do gain, the spiritual cooperation, and we do gain, the unity of the mind and body, which is the same as the unity of this physical and the spirit world. They're not two worlds cut off from each other. They're not two separate entities, because the mind is part of us and the body is part of us. So they're the same. They just need to be harmonized and work together, centered on the true standard, the true love of God. So yeah, this opportunity here is to gain the substantial, Holy Spirit through, the substantial connection with the true family, and thereby, restoring, God's heart of love to the entire world. So yeah, everything isn't random, but really does have a lot of purpose and reason. And if we connect, with our, heavenly parent and our true mother, and then the world will become the world of goodness. So yes, so thank you, and open it up to anyone else who'd like to make a comment or share. Thank you.
New Zealand side also, if you have some sharing, is also good.
Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, morning everyone. I'll fill up some gaps. I've had people say to me, brothers and sisters, why doesn't God just get rid of all the bad people? Why this judgment that's coming is supposed to come to everyone, and it's really hard to understand why people that have led a fairly good life have to go through that. Or even why it has to happen. As we were going through this reading this morning, I was thinking, why does all that have to happen? Father saying this has to happen, you won't know what's true, all this stuff, and why does it actually have to happen? And it just dawned on me this morning that it's the same thing that we've always said, that God has to separate good and evil. It's as simple as that. He can't work through people who are not separated by some condition. And I just realized once again this morning that the conditions I've set so far are not enough. They're not enough to prove that I can remain on God's side. So as this intensifies, people will be divided more and more until it gets to the point where the world will see, oh, I've got to be part of the good group because the rest is really in bad shape. So anyway, that was my little realization for this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah. Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Anyway, it's a time of real refinement. All the wrong is being burnt up, and even within ourselves, we feel burnt or pain. Even good people are not completely good, and so everybody has to go through this judgment. And what I've been saying to some sort of colleagues around us, unless you go through the storm, you cannot become a good sailor. If it's always a flat ocean, then when the storm does come, you will not manage. So we need these difficulties in life always, during this time, to really learn how to sail the ship, the ship of our family, the ship of our community, and even our nation. And so, yeah, I mean, Father never turned away from a challenge. And yeah, there was so much said in this presentation this morning about the last days, really prophesying. Really, when was that speech given, Reverend Yamada, that talk given? I know it's read from the recent book, but was there a date when that was said?
You mean today's PowerPoint?
Yeah,
This is from Cheonseongyang.
Cheonseongyang. Yeah.
Cheonseongyang, you can see the title, chapter some 7 and section, everything. You can follow the number.
1984, I think the speech was.
The one John read was 1984.
Yeah, that was the prayer.
The prayer.
Yeah, so what do you know the date that is in the Cheonseongyong one that we're reading today?
That's the question.
Mhm.
The Cheonseongyang, because if you see the Cheonseongyang also provide a small book,
Yeah.
the reference of all message, right?
Okay.
Yeah, there is an index, the little book at the back of Cheonseongyang.
Okay.
And chapter 4, is it section 2 today we read?
Mm.
Section 2, depends which verse we are talking about.
Mm.
So like verse 4 was 2007. And verse 4 and verse 5 was 1957.
1957.
That's verse 5.
Yeah.
Then you can see the small number also, section 2 and this number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
Then I think you can find out. But those number or date is based on the original book, the 615 books in Korean,
Yeah.
the Father's message.
Yep.
So then you can get.
Anyway, my point of asking the date is that it seems that is more relevant, like even at this very moment in time where even ourselves as church members, it's sometimes hard to know, we have people supporting this group, people supporting that group, and it didn't appear to be too much like that personally myself anyway, like 20 years ago, as it is today, such a divided unification community in many ways, as well. And even our news media are confused as never before, So anyway, it seemed, if is what I'm saying, if someone said that today, it's like, well, that's just the reality of today. But it wasn't the reality. I don't believe so 20 or 30 years ago. So it was like such a prophetic message of this time we're living in right now, which is the real end of the end times when True Mother just has a few years remaining with us, Anyway, it was a pretty amazing reading this morning. Anyway, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Very true. Yeah. Did you want to say something, Reverend Stone?
No, I was just turning on my camera, that's all. Yeah, but anyway, it is a really, quite an amazing situation when you look at the confusion of the world right now. Just looking at the things going on in Nepal, looking at the things in Korea and Japan, but also in America, this Charlie Kirk just got assassinated, lovely Christian brother. And you're just thinking, what on earth is going on, So it's definitely a very relevant reading, reflecting right now what's going on right now. So we have to just be really, really clear with True Mother and unite with Mother, support her in every possible way, develop our faith, purify ourselves, That's the time we live in right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, very true. Thank you. Yes, Kathy, go ahead.
Yeah, the passage that really struck me this morning was what was Jesus' greatest sorrow? Disciples not able to unite, Joseph's family, Judaism unable to unite, Israel not able to unite. That was Jesus' greatest sorrow, but this is also True Mother's greatest sorrow. And you put True Mother's name there. We've got to unite with True Mother, absolutely. They need a nation. We desperately need a nation. We have to unite with True Mother. So that's what really struck me, because Jesus helped me throughout my life. And, I just put mother's name there. And that's the greatest thing that we need to follow as True Mothers at this time. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Mr. I, go ahead.
Thank you. Yesterday, the people who welcome to Shincheon Symphony, and I'm going to attend someday only. But so yesterday, when I attended Chanshin prayer, and one of our second generation in Japan, I think. In the most difficult time of this kind of persecution, and she incredible standing strong, and started afraid, a lot of I think worry, but truly I think she had determination strong, and then I thought when religious is persecution in the severity, that religious faith is getting stronger. I think I really felt it's really, this is a time of we can be true faith. Whatever happened, I think we can be stronger. And so that second generation really, it speak their heart, and their voice can be, reach to the world, and it is strong, I think. So it is incredible time, and one of we truly establish our true faith this time. And anyway, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's time to really offer our prayers sincerely. So I'll just bring up the screen, and we can offer our unison prayer. So let's pray together. Thank you. Ju, Ju. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Rev Yutaka, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day, and let's offer our best. Thank you, and see you all together.
Everyone, have a good day.